Recently, the FBI released a flurry of new documents out there for the public to just kind of take a look at. And one of the documents happens to be an email sent from someone outside the agency to the agency's number 2 FBI agent. And in this email, this outsider, whose name of course was redacted, warned the FBI that you've got a lot of sympathizers in your agency who believe that the Capitol rioters on January 6th did nothing wrong. In fact, many of them see those Capitol rioters from January 6th no different than the Black Lives Matter protesters from the summer of 2020. In fact, at one point in the letter, it says, quote, "I literally had to explain to an agent from a blue state office the difference between opportunists burning and looting during protests that stem from legitimate grievance to police brutality versus an insurgent mob whose purpose was to prevent the execution of a democratic process at the behest of a sitting president. One is a smattering of criminals, the other is an organized group of domestic terrorists." But according to this individual, who we don't know, I'm assuming it's somebody connected to the agency in some way. Or at least somebody, possibly some kind of inspector general's office, something like that. That's what I think is going on here with this individual. Also told the number 2 at the FBI that you have a, quote, "sizable percentage of agents who believe the Capitol rioters did nothing wrong." I hate to borrow a phrase from Donald Trump, but I'm gonna. Because maybe it's time to drain the swamp, right? I mean, that's what Trump told us all the time. Let's get these deep state people out of here. Okay, well, I would say this is pretty deep state. When you have people in positions of authority who hold deep anti-government viewpoints, wouldn't that be a deep state? Like you're employed by the very group that you're railing against that you think is evil. So you would be able to destroy it from the inside if you so chose, if you had the numbers. As it stands right now, you don't. But things change. Things definitely change over time. These individuals in the FBI who sympathize with the Capitol rioters, they need to be purged. This report also, by the way, not necessarily a report, but these internal emails, also really debunk those Republican talking points that the Capitol riot was in fact started by FBI plants in the audience there. So we've killed a right-wing talking point. We found out the FBI is filled with sympathizers to the Capitol rioters. So is any of this shocking? Well, according to Heidi Barrett, the co-founder of the Global Project Against Hate and Extremism, she said, quote, "The situation has been serious enough that the FBI for almost 20 years has been warning of insider threats from cops. And the thing is, nobody's done anything about it." So according to this, FBI's known. FBI is well aware of the extremists in their own ranks. They just don't do anything about it because that's typically not something that we talk about. Same thing with police offices across the country. We see members of hate groups. We see members of extremist groups. Anti-government militant groups, those same people, for their day job, are suiting up in blue and patrolling the streets as police officers. And nothing gets done about it. And part of the reason, of course, is because nobody knows about it. Maybe these emails are going to open some eyes. Maybe they'll make some headlines out there. Who knows? But at the end of the day, whether it's the FBI or your local police officer, a sheriff's office, whatever, there's extremists in the wings. And those people need to be rooted out and expelled from those law enforcement agencies. And until they do, there can be no trust. There can be no dependence. We have to view them with a skeptical eye because we know what kind of people are putting on that badge every morning. This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.